Hello, and welcome back to another blueprint build. Y'all had a lot to say on my last video. Apparently, a lot of you do not live in the US, which I guess my YouTube analytics are lying to me because I was not expecting the number of comments on the fact that I use the imperial system because I am in the US. I'm an American. I'm not proud about that fact currently right now. I don't think I need to say more, but I will say that I am going to try today to do a floor plan using the metric system. And I know a lot of y'all are really happy. Y'all have to realize that asking me to do this is like me asking you all to use Fahrenheit, making you all realize that the ground floor is actually the first floor of a building. You should write your dates, month, day, year, because that's how you say it. You say that it is May 12th. So today we're going to be working on this modern farmhouse build. I think it's really cute and small, and I have to stream here in a couple of hours, so I'm hoping I can get this done relatively quickly. I found this custom rug, and I wanted to see what it would look like if I put the blueprint actually on this to reference. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Like, look at that. I could just like have it over here. I don't know how practical this is going to be, but I think it's kind of cool to get to see it like this. So overall, we have 13.72 meters and 12.34 meters this way. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Unfortunately, I did already try it with the grid. We're not going to get it exact, and I want to try to get as exact as we can. So I am turning the grid off. This is still a little wonky. I did get comments on my last video about people saying like, it looked like one of them might be a little off. It is. And that's because sometimes you can move it ever so slightly like this, and it's still saying 90 degrees, right? Because it's like 90.3, 90.2. So it's kind of hard to actually get a true 90-degree angle without the grid. We're going to start off here. We're going to make this 12.3. So the reason I do that is so I can have the dotted line here and keep that very straight. So let's see what 13.7. Yeah, I think this might be good. I kind of like how far off the road that is. And then I can bring this over to there. Now this does include the porch space, but that's okay. We're just getting the outline. Now, this is where you still have to do math, and people were, I think, kind of misunderstanding. The only thing with the imperial system is the conversion, right? In the game, I can only do point something feet, but you still have to do the math. People are like, this is why you use the metric system, so you don't have to use math. And it's like, well, you still have to do the math. And what I'm talking about is like, we don't get a measurement here. So you still have to take the full 13.72 and like subtract. Like, you have to do the math still. And I'm realizing too, the bathrooms, we don't even have measurements here. So it's like, you still have to do the math. The only thing the metric system saves you on is not having to convert the inches. So I'm going to look at the porch, and I can see this is 3.2. I know that this is at least around 5 meters, and then this is 2.44. So I'm going to take that as this is the 2.87 right here. So that would be like 6.07 meters this way. So like 6.1. So to get this part right here, what I'm going to do is take this porch, and it's 9.75, and subtract it from 12.34. And that gets me like about 2.6. So we're going to go about 2.6 over that way. Then basically we just got to meet this wall here. Boom. I have found out a better way to do the foundations, because I was originally lowering the terrain paint, putting a full floor like this, and then raising the terrain paint up just so enough of the wall sticks up, and then building on top of that. Whenever you have this, a full floor, you actually can shorten the wall height all the way down. I didn't realize that you could do that. I'm so used to in The Sims, you can only make them taller. It doesn't click that you can actually lower them that way. So this is going to be our foundation. It looks like we have 3 steps, which that's what this gets us. So we're good on that front. So now we know that this porch is 2.44 meters. So about 2.4 meters. We'll go a little over so we can like compensate for that. And then the back porch is 7.92 this way. So a little over 7.9. About right there. And then it is 3.2 meters this way. So we'll get that boxed off. There's our porch. Now we can like go ahead and close off the rest of the house. Boom, we got that done. So the family room, there aren't actually walls here, which is kind of cool now that we have a separator tool. So it's like you don't even need a placeholder. So we need to go 5.2 meters. We'll meet it there because I think technically that's where it is. 5.3 is like rounding error. So we'll definitely do that. This actually is a wall that comes all the way down there. So that's 5.2. The conversion is 5.08. So I mean, we're pretty close. There's always going to be some rounding error with that. I can't help that. This is where we have to do some math. We have to get math in because we have the 2 bedrooms over here, but we don't have any measures for the bathroom. We know that this is 13.7. So we know that this is 4.19 plus 3.30. So that's 7.49. So 6.23 is between the 2 bathrooms. So we'll divide that by 2. And then it's 3.12 per bathroom. I'm just doing this as a reference point for 3.3 right there for the bedroom. So this is where that bedroom is. So here we have 2.82 meters for the kitchen. So we know that it needs to go to 2.8. It goes to 3, which I think that's fine. So now we know we have 2.44 here, right? 3.56 here. So that's 6. And then we have another 4.19 here. So that's 10.19. So we're about 1.9 per bathroom because that would leave 2.8. So we're going to go about right here and we'll do 1.9. Oh, see it. Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, it does match with that. I made that way harder than I needed to. There's our bathrooms. Okay, perfect. This we do still kind of have to guess. We have an opening right here. So I'm going to put the wall to that bedroom there. So we have the shell done. That took long enough. And then for this back porch, I'm going to go ahead, delete the walls there. And now we do have some closet spaces in the bedrooms as well. I'm just going to kind of eyeball these the best I can. There we go. We can do that. And then we do have a little room over here with the water heater, which I know we're not going to have in game, but I'll just put a little something there. Now, I think we have all of our main walls. I'll add the fireplace wall whenever we get into it. This is the front of the house, which is really cute. I love this little house. First, we'll start with the brick though for the foundation that we have. It's like a yellowish toned brick like this kind of. We could do this. So this will be our foundation to go around the house. Oh, look at that. Look at that blue. Love that. We'll go ahead. We'll get our roof pieces. I am a little nervous about the roof pieces. So we have this roof piece, which basically just goes across like this. I will say this is a little bit tricky. It goes a little under. So I can't get this to be like quite exact, which is a little annoying, but I don't know what else I can do about that. That's just the way it is right now. Now, I know that they probably need to fix the texture on the roof whenever you stretch it. I just realized that I didn't pull this all the way. These are supposed to cover the like back porch space. And I think I'm gonna have to kind of guess where this is. And then it actually is forward a pretty good bit on that half gabled piece. Now, one thing I do think is kind of a nice touch is that we have this object, and I think it would be really pretty if we were to bring this up to the roof. So we'll slide this up, we'll bring it forward however far we need to. It is technically more toward the front of it. The angle's like ever so slightly off, but I think that's fine. I think that's really cute to have that type of detail on that. Not as modern looking, but I just want to have something there. So we do have a door like this, which is cute. And it's supposed to be yellow, which is fun. And then these are kind of like a craftsman style and looks pretty similar to what we have. So I'm going to place these on the front porch. There we go. Something like that. Obviously can't really see the flooring too well, but I know it's like a light color. So maybe we could do something that's got a light kind of yellowish tone to it, kind of like the brick. And we'll put that there. I do want to orient it the other way there. Okay. And then just so you all can see the back door, I think I'm going to just take the same door. So I'll leave that exactly as it is. And then we're just going to make this white. Boop. I am having an issue with the column not like coming up there. I'm wondering if I use the separator tool and do this, if maybe that will help with that. And it does. I can't fully explain why that is, and I'm sure I'm going to get a gazillion comments from people trying to explain why that is. We have that finished. I kind of want to go ahead and put a ceiling fan while I'm thinking about it. Oh, this is perfect. We have a three blade fan. Beautiful. These aren't exactly what we have. I'm kind of curious how much we can customize this. I like this style of window though. So there are 2 windows over here. I'm not going to worry about exact placement right now. I'm just trying to get them placed. And then we have another one somewhere in there. We have another one somewhere over here. Oddly enough, the front picture only has white. Now, we don't have like any brick staircases, so we're just going to do the best we can with this. If you hold shift down, then you can actually pull it from both sides. So we'll do that, and then I don't want any railings. We'll just go without railings. I'll go with that color, just to kind of match. Also, something that I will address in a future video, but if you don't know already, if you want to move the house, you zoom out, click on this, and then you click this right here. And then at the bottom, you press this, and then you can still like move the home around. That's just like a good way of doing that, I would say. Per usual with these blueprint builds, you don't really get much as far as wall color. They're usually always a gray, white, or beige. We have a couple little pictures on the wall right here. I know I used these in the last one, but I do like how these work kind of like a set, and I need to upload some more pictures of my own, which I have done. I just need to do more of it. So we can have those there, and then we have like a little plant right here, and then we have our fireplace. So it's actually pretty close to the... We're a little scrunched in right here, so we still have to add an opening to the other side of the fireplace too. Maybe we could use this one, just kind of like size it down a little bit, bump it about right there. And we'll change the pot to like a gray, or actually let's make it white because it's like white speckly. I just want to see how this opening is. So it's an archway. So let's go ahead and grab the archway that goes over here. It goes about right there. That way we can like frame our fireplace a little bit better. The fireplace isn't going to be able to go into the wall, so I don't want it to be like too big of a jut out, if that makes sense. Whoa, why did that happen? Well, this is weird. It's not giving me like a dotted line to say that it's in alignment with this one. It does if I have it diagonal, but not if I keep it straight. Okay, so we have a little bit of a jut out there. Maybe we could just do this one because it's like kind of a modern looking one. Put that on the wall there. We'll make it white, just like this. Nice. But one thing that could be really cool to play with for a second is if I take a column, can I change the material of this? No. Okay. Do we have a wooden column? I like this, but it has this piece on the end, which is not good. Because my idea was that we could definitely rotate it to be like a mantle. So if we shrink it down enough, maybe make it like right there, do something like this. And basically make our own mantle. Just do something like that, and I think it works fine. What do you think? It's like a fake way to do it. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab a TV, have our television up here. And then I also need to go ahead and get the like paneling for the walls. So we have like a shiplap type look to this. There we go. I really wish we could change the material of that column to make it wood. Oh, this... Wait. I think we can actually change the interior color of this. Interior? Yeah, so we can actually make it somewhat like an orangey color. There we go. Okay, so now for the living room space. There is some space behind the couch, so we don't need the couch to go all the way back. I'm going to center this a little bit more to the fireplace. Oh, what happened to my column? I have had issues with the game not liking when you do stuff like this. I think we could get away with these. And then the frame is kind of like a dark brown. Kind of like that. And just for the little detail, I'm going to add that to our swatch here for the legs of the couch just to match. And then we'll grab another one of these chairs. It's kind of like in a corner like that over here. So much of the same color everywhere, but here we are. And then we do have a round coffee table. I'm going to use this and we're going to size it down. And it's like this gray-brown color. I hate how everything is just looking the same. Literally everything's just looking the same color, but here we are. And then we have like some glass here. I'm just going to put like a couple of candles. We have like a set of 3. I'm going to make them different sized. And then what's funny is there's like an iPhone on the table here, which is crazy. I've not seen that in a plan before, but we don't have a phone like that, I don't think. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna grab our books. And then there's like a little bowl on top of them. Like we could kind of do something like that. So we have a couple of pillows that are this shape. And we actually do have a couple of small like circular pillows. So I'm gonna put these in place of that. And they are gray, so I might just even leave these like that. Then we have one of these back up behind there, and it's bigger. And then we have two pillows like this. This is like a hot mess, but I mean, that's kind of what's in the picture. And these have blue in them, so I might just play on that a little bit. Not this shade of blue per se, but we can change the text style on this one. It's like a dark navy. And I might just make it, it's got a very elaborate design, but I could just do something like this. There we go. And then we just have some pictures back up in here. Let's put some pictures here. I can't really help what they are. It's fine. Just a placeholder. And then we do have some curtains over here as well. These are just like a gray color. Maybe not that dark of a gray. Maybe we could lighten it up a little bit more. And then we do have a ceiling fan in here. And it is black. I'm gonna put that right there. Now we have the kitchen. So with our kitchen, I'm gonna go ahead, we'll grab this fridge. Now for counters, I think we can do this, but I just need to edit it. Looks like we have handles like this, and then the actual cabinet color looks to be a little bit of a gray hue to it. Like ever so slightly. That's kind of what we have. The countertop is more white, so yeah, there we go. I just needed a little more contrast with the countertop. And it is supposed to be like a marble, and then the handles look to be like a black color. So this is what I'm going to go with. So we'll have that there. And then we have a cabinet here. I'm gonna get a separate one to put for the sink right here. One thing I wish is that the swatches would translate over to the upper cabinets, but they do not. And I guess it's because there's no countertop. So it's like I understand why they can't, but it would be nice if you could still easily copy that over. We're going to duplicate this and flip it. Now the uppers actually do have different knobs. I just realized that. So that's kind of funny. Now I added a wall here just because there actually is somewhat like it's a built-in cabinet, but I want to block it off in the same capacity. For the kitchen right here, I do actually need to get the separator tool back out, which just got rid of my flooring, but that's okay. But we do have this wall tile, so I'll put that there, and then I can go back in, I think, and put my flooring. So there are these like little built-in shelves, which are kind of cute. So I'll put those right there. There is a little coffee machine. I still have to put the island, I know. I got a little distracted, but that's okay. It happens. But we'll put that there. We'll raise this up a little bit more. I like this deep sink, but it looks nasty. The faucet's more like a dark brown, bronze color. Like really dark bronzy color. So we'll do that. And then the sink is indeed white. We do have like little cutting boards. So I'm going to put this right here. I get to use the corner piece today, which I didn't get to use yesterday. And then I'm just going to drag this across because we're not going to be able to really fit two. Also, it's kind of weird that the corner piece, can I flip this? I mean, I can, but let me see here. There we go. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. Wish these could get a little bit smaller. I'm going to clip the one in a little bit just so we can fit it better at least. So when I stretch it like this, it bothers me. There's no other explanation for it. I just don't like stretching the microwave. Maybe it doesn't look that bad to some people. I don't know. To me, it just kind of bothers me with the way it looks. But I will do it to please the people. See, the game doesn't like it. It just deleted it. Oh God. But I aim to please the people. Okay, now let's get this island piece figured out. So they are on this side. We'll do that, and then boom. Okay, let me try to get this alignment a little bit better. It is to the edge of that, pretty much. About right there. Roughly estimating. Put a few stools there. We do have a bowl of fruit. Can we just talk about how much better this bowl of fruit is than The Sims? Again, not to like make too many comparisons, but at the same time, can we just talk about it for a second? Okay, so we have that, and then we just need a couple of plants. And they are in very blue pots. There we go. And then it looks like we have maybe like a thing of utensils right here. So I'll just put that right there. And then last but not least, I need to get some mugs. Maybe I can add the cat one just for fun. And then we need plates. I love how you can stack them and have different sizes like that. And then I don't know if we have any glasses. Oh, we do. Oh, heck yeah. Let's go. Okay. We have a pantry here, and it has shelves, I'm assuming, is what those are. So I'm just going to put a closet door here. I'll add some shelves in too. That's kind of like a good pantry door. And then since these are the shelves we have there, I'm just going to like insert these. So you have some shelves in there. And then that's done. We need to figure out our interior doors. I like this one. Oh, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. We'll say the texture on the doors looks kind of weird. Like it looks very fuzzy. So hopefully that's something that they'll fix in the future. We do have this beam that comes across here. Now, I know in here, I think we have a beam. Yeah, we have like a beam object. I don't know if it would be the easiest thing for me to put that in here, however. It's one of those things that I love the concept of, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it very well. Okay, I did it. Cool. Nice. Okay, we got our beam. Okay, we are back. I could not finish it yesterday. So for some reason, I don't know why I didn't notice this till now. I never did the actual roof. So I'm sure some of y'all were like, Matthew, the roof is still red. Like we need to change the roof. And you're not wrong. So we need to put our roof up here, and it does look like it doesn't look like it's quite black. I'm trying to see what the differences are between these. Am I missing something? Okay, I'm gonna get off of that. I don't know what's happening with that. Okay, we can go ahead and head back in. We're getting ready to get out of the living space. So the only other three rooms we see is the owner's suite, the owner's bathroom, and laundry. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the suite, which I believe is this back one. Yeah, master suite. So we have like a dresser in this space with a mirror over it and a lamp, which is really cute to have something like this. I actually, whenever I was apartment hunting last year, I found an apartment that had this type of layout and I did not like it. What am I doing? Matthew, what are you doing? But I didn't really like the idea of it, and it was all obviously like smaller than this. Did not work very well. Did not like having two separate closets like this because I was like, this space, what am I going to do with it? And it wasn't this big, so I was like going to have to put my bed here, I think. It was kind of weird. I'm just like, do people actually do that? I'm just like, no thank you. If you press Windows Shift C, you can get an eyedropper tool on your PC. So I'm like hovering over the picture. I know y'all can't see that, but that's what I did to grab the color of the dresser. That doesn't look like the right color at all though. I think I'm still gonna eyeball it. Ooh, it's actually kind of like that color right there. And then the handles are like a bronzy golden color. Like I don't know what to call it. And it doesn't look like we can actually change the handles on this one, like the actual handle shape. That's fine. We're gonna go with this, and then we're gonna grab a mirror. It does have like an arch at the top. Do something like that. I think that's fine. I want something that's closer to the shape. Like that's kind of closer to the shape of the lamp that we see. So it's basically just white. Everything is just white on it. That's white, that's white, and that's white. I can't tell what we have right here. It's like a flat sign. I'm gonna put this. This screams like something you'd see in a staged home, you know, like the little signs that are like peace, love, happiness, home. Home is where the heart is. I'm gonna put that there. And then we do have the same curtain. I didn't realize the curtain rods were white. Wait, are they white in here? Oh, they are. Okay. I might change that really quickly because that's a nice little detail. We'll make the rods white. Oh, I just put those in the wrong room. Good Lord, we're in this room. This room. So the bed is up against this wall. I know the bed in the picture, it's like threaded or something. It's a material, but I like how square this is because it matches the shape of that. And then we definitely need lighter colors for this. Actually, that works pretty well because everything's white except a couple of pillows, and then you have the throw blanket over it. But this is like a brown color, so maybe we just go with this. And then there is a rug on the floor too. So I went online and actually just uploaded a picture to put to this rug. That way we could have a little more of a custom looking rug in here. And I think this is going to work really well. I get it's not the same color, but the design is there. Oh, that looks so nice. Okay, let me get some end tables. We have these like really stylized white end tables, which obviously we're not going to have that in the game, but I think we could just use these. It does look a little odd to have these with the brown wood tone right next to it, but we'll overlook that. Not a big deal. This is literally the same lamp. Everything's white. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that, but here we are. This is what we're doing. Now, we do actually have a blanket. We have a couple of blankets that you can like throw over things. And I'm thinking we can at least use this one. We might be able to use this one. Does it look weird to just put it in the center like that? I don't know. I feel like that kind of works. It's like a golden brown color. Maybe that could work. And then we do have pictures above the bed frame as well. They're all kind of plant themed, so I think I'm just going to go through and try to find images that I already have that could work. So I settled on these. I think it's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's cute. So I think we're done with everything we can do in here because this is the only angle that we see. So now we're getting into the bathroom space. Okay, so we have our vanity here. I'm going to change some of the stuff with this to try and match this a little bit better. It is white on the bottom, and it does have this speckly look, so I like that material better. The handles are fine. Technically, the bottom, like, actual cabinets have these, so we'll do that instead. I do think the countertop needs to be a little bit wider. I think it's a little too gray, and then the handles need to be like a black. Voila, we have that. Let's go ahead and grab our mirror. So just like a nice kind of rectangular mirror. It's like this, but not. I love that we have a mirror like this, a little vanity mirror we could put anywhere. So I might do this instead because it's rounded, and I like that it's rounded. And it's basically the same style, just more oval shaped rather than a rectangle. And then one thing I absolutely love about this game that we don't get in The Sims is the fact we have so many different bathroom sinks, and they're all kind of like nice and fancy ones too. Oh, we finally have one like this. That's so cool. I hadn't placed that down before. I've always had to like clip any of the ones in The Sims that have them attached to cabinets or something. I like size them down a little bit and raise them up. Maybe we do this one. I want it to be a bowl. There we go. Oh, and that matches perfectly anyways, the fixtures. I'm crazy. Okay. There we go. And we'll make our flush handle kind of the same color scheme that we've been doing. And then we'll grab some shelves. So it looks like we have a basket of hand towels. And we don't have something quite like that in this game. But we do have a folded towel like this. So maybe we can just put like a couple of towels on top of one another and do something like that. I think that looks fine. Also, I forgot to change the color of these. This is like a lighter color. Maybe do something like that. It's not as like brown. It's kind of hard to match that. We could do this like a spackled look, and then we need to change the color. Could do something like that. Maybe in place of all these bottles, we can just like put soaps and scrubs and cleansers like that. Then we have the shower section. That's interesting. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a wall out here, and I'm going to try to grab a window and see if we can find a window that gives us, yeah, this would be perfect actually. And stretch that down and it gives us that glass. Then I'm thinking we can get like a subway tile. It is actually kind of like this color. That's interesting. We don't usually see things quite like that in builds like this, so I appreciate that at least. The thing is there's a bench right here, which makes me think the shower head should be over on this side, but I don't know. That's kind of odd to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this right here, and then I need to get the flooring figured out. I know this is linoleum, but this actually looks just like what we have on the floor. It's like a speckled look, Not quite like that, but y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all can kind of see it. I'm sure it's hard to see. I'm gonna go with that one. Just for fun. Just for funsies. The only other room we see is laundry. I'm also curious, can they stack? Do they stack on one another? They do not, but you can raise it if you wanted to. I was just curious if they did it by themselves. I kind of want these to be like centered, and whenever I release it, it still like goes up against the wall. And then this shelf is a little bit darker, and it just goes across, all the way across. I wonder if we could imitate something like this with the planter box. Let's see if we can like actually we shrink it down a little bit. And then can we change the material? No. See, I was thinking we could. I was hoping that we would be able to make it look like the wicker basket, since we can actually do that. Do we have any hydrangea looking plants? Like we could put these in here, like just to give the aesthetic there. And then they have like some canisters and stuff. I think what we could do is go to kitchen clutter and we can just kind of fake it till we make it. Put a couple of things up here. But we could do just something like this to get the idea across. And then for the walls, we can find a paneling, I'm sure. You can see here that that's what's on the ceiling outside. We could maybe do something like that. I don't know if we can change the direction of it, but that would be nice. We can. Perfect. Really subtle thing. We obviously don't have a water heater in the game. So what I did in the laundry room last time was I just put a hamper. So let's just put a hamper in there. And just for funsies, let's go ahead and add a laundry basket. So I uploaded some laundry art as well, because that's kind of what we have going on in here. So laundry room, we have this laundry art, the clothespins, which is kind of what they have in there, and then laundry today or naked tomorrow. Am I right? Or am I right? Let's see here. Let's fit this one in a little bit better. And that's all we can do from what we can see on the inside. So y'all can like furnish this. I will go ahead though and basically imitate the bathroom. The only thing I will change is that there is a bathtub instead of a shower. It does actually show like a cabinet. So I'm picturing that. Oh, we're not gonna be able to fit that. I might have to slide this over a little bit, make that smaller. There we go. So I'm thinking we could do something like this. There we go. Something like this could work. Thinking we use, I don't know. It doesn't look as nice though as the other one. But with a fancy bathtub, I'm kind of like, how do we add a shower curtain? Is that something we can add? This doesn't fit very well. Uh-oh. It's not a shower bath combo. So we'll just do that. Okay, so now I think we can just go ahead and go to the exterior. So there are some yellow rocking chairs. Do we have rocking chairs in this game though? We do. We have one. We're going to take the same yellow as the door, because that's what it looks like it is. Oh my gosh, this is cute. And now we have literally so many plants. There's so many plants out here, which is fun. I think that would be kind of fun to use. And then I think it does have like an orangey thing on top. It's like clear on the bottom, so maybe we make that black. And then we'll make the actual flowers more like this orange color of these like feathery things on both sides. Then we have some big plants by the door with smaller plants all around. There are small plants all around the base of the columns. Like there's an orange planter there. There's an orange planter like right here. Can like have different herbs around. I think that's kind of cute. There we go. We have some plants here. We do have like a little red plant right here. Maybe I see the potter. I can't really see the plant. It's kind of cute. Just put plants all over like that. Looks a little weird to have these little ones kind of sporadically everywhere. We have a cactus over on this one. I think we can get rid of this. I don't think I really need that anymore. So it looks like we do actually have these like lavender plants. Very mirror imaged. Very mirror imaged. Try to get y'all a little bit closer so you can see what I'm talking about. Now we have this one bush that has like yellow flowers. Granted, I think we can change the colors for the most part of everything. I kind of want to use this one, but this is more realistic. We have this one red bush that's got red blooms. We have this one bush that has red blooms in it, so we could definitely use this and incorporate that. Can we just use this? Yeah, we could just do the same thing and then change the color of the flowers. Oh, perfect. That's actually fine. Just so you know, this is not how I would usually landscape. I promise. Usually my landscaping looks much better than this. Around this side, we have, looks like another one of these. up at the corner. Maybe we could put this. There's like a big bush with white flowers, and we could do these. And then we get like another shrub over in this area. And then we have like some freestanding flowers, it looks like. Could like do a few of these in this area. This is why I like copying the landscaping, because it's just really, I think it's entertaining to see how they render landscaping around some of these homes. We do have these like pink bushes. I'm going to use these because they're fun. Oh, I didn't realize we had these. This is probably better for over here than this, because that definitely looks more like the types of plants that we have. Okay, I think I have like all of the plants around the house. As weird as it looks, that's just how it is. I'm gonna wrap that there. Okay, there is a grill, which I almost missed. So we have a grill on the end of the porch right here. Furniture-wise, I have no idea what we're gonna use out here. I'm gonna grab a couple of those chairs and see if I can find a couch that could work outside. Oh, perfect. This is perfect. Okay, one small detail is that there is an actual pillow on this seat here. So I'm gonna add that, and it's kind of like a teal-y color. Actually, it might be more like this. Put that on the chair there. Then there is a little table here. It's a square table. We'll get us a coffee table. Maybe just something plain like this. Well, it's more like a cream color, honestly. I have no idea. The legs are black, but we can't change that here. So I think I'd opt to like do something that's a little more off the tabletop color, which looks like that. And we just have some plants that are kind of scattered about. There are a lot of red pots. But this right here, this is orange. And I think that wraps this up for the most part. I could take this blanket. We do have like a blanket on this couch over here. So I'm going to put this right here. And it's like a brown, bronzy color. So kind of similar to the inside. I'll actually use that color. And then we can grab a couple of pillows too. Perfect. We'll do that. Okay. I think we're good. I do think we're good. I know at nighttime it's going to be dark on the inside for the most part. So I'm going to add a few lights here and there just so you can see in the rooms you need to a little bit better. This is still one part of the game that I don't like with the lighting. The way the lighting works, I don't like. I like that the ceiling fan has lights in it, at least. I will put some lights outside too. It does show lights on the exterior at nighttime in there, and they're recessed. So that's what we're going to do there. And then last but not least, we just have to do the terrain paint. I don't like it in The Sims, but I especially don't like it in this game because it's difficult to like look good. So we're just gonna kind of come around. We're not gonna be too perfectionist with this because then we'd be here all day. It's just hard to like get clean edges. I know I just said I wouldn't be a perfectionist, but what? Why did it do that? There is like a lag to it that makes it really tricky. And then it like suddenly jumps. Just don't hold it down too long. I think that's part of the problem. On the plus side, the fact that you just can't make it look that great does help you just not care. Yeah, this is gonna be brutal. Oh, that actually was pretty straight. Don't ask me how I'm able to do this with a rounded tool. I'm leaving it at that. I wanted to go to the edge of the stairs, but I don't care. I don't care. That's about as good as we're gonna get, I think. I don't think it's gonna get much better than that right now. But there's our build, y'all. I like this one. I think this one turned out really cute. And of course, if you want to finish it, by all means do so. I would obviously completely renovate this. This is not my style at all, but I love doing these blueprint builds. I'm glad y'all enjoy it too. What is this doing up here? I don't even know how that happened. I don't know what just happened with that. So unfortunately, you might be like, what just happened? I took photos of the house in the picture mode that you can pull up right here, the photo mode, and it literally undid like everything that I had done in this day 2 of working on it. So with that being said, it will not be on the Steam Workshop, and I'm very sorry for that, but at least we got the experience of using the metric system. Well, at least we got to experience that together and got to see it to the end. I'm sorry that I can't upload it on the workshop. This is early access, so there's still going to be bugs, but I'm glad we at least finished it and there's video evidence. Oh my God. Yes, we're still recording. There's video evidence that I finished it. Y'all got to see the final product. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this in the future. If you have any ideas for future videos, love to have that. I am going to be getting back into the Sims 4 content soon. I promise. I know this is a lot of Paralives. I still want to do a video where maybe I show you some things that you don't know that you can do, like a little bit of tips and tricks, and maybe letting y'all know about some of the cheats in the game and how those work. And lastly, I just want to thank my channel members. Thank you so much for your monthly support. It means a lot to me. And if you want to catch my last blueprint build, I put that over here for you. Forewarning, it does use the Imperial system. But on that note, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye. Oh man, I really wish that I could put that on the Steam Workshop.